You don't need a team, you don't need investors, you don't even need a logo. What you need is a system. And system, SYSTEM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. A way to stop playing small and start printing income so you can finally launch your one-person business and make more while working less and getting your time back without spending months getting ready. So today, I'm gonna just give you the real, raw, no BS blueprint to get it done and start making money online in your business fast. And I mean, this same stuff made me over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product doing a little over 900K. So no corporate jargon, no influencer lies, just real game. The first truth that nobody's telling you: busy doesn't equal business. Look, you're posting random content, you're tweaking your sales page for the 45th time, you're planning your offer for 6 months. Congratulations. You're building nothing. Look, if it's not paying you, then it's just a hobby. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll just probably stay busy doing a bunch of nothing. And that's just like running on a treadmill. Like, you're probably gonna get really tired and burnt out, but you're not gonna go anywhere. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you're probably just end up being burnt out, overworked, and underpaid. But the first thing that you gotta realize is that the real first step to launch is simple. It comes down to 2 simple questions. So, what problem are you solving, and who has the wallet to pay for it? That's it. You find the pain, you package the solution, and you sell it. Everything else is just extra. So we're building a business, not a busyness. So you don't need 87 apps. You don't need $10,000 branding. These are the only 3 things that you need, and it comes down to this. You need an offer, an audience, and a way to sell. So what is an offer? An offer is something that solves a painful problem for someone with money. What's an audience? An audience is a group of people with that problem that can pay for it. And there's a reason why on these 2, I said that an offer is something that solves a painful problem for someone with money, and that an audience is a group of people that have that problem that can pay for it, is because the key here is money. There's so many people that have all these ideas to help all these people that don't have any money. And I'm like, well, if you're looking to sell something to somebody, then that person that you're looking to sell to has to have some money in order to buy it. Because so many people have in their minds that they're worried about it, people can afford it or whatnot. And I'm like, well, if you're looking to build a business off of selling stuff to broke people, then you're probably not going to make any money, because the people that you are looking to serve don't have any money. So stop thinking about what people can afford. For one, you need to stop counting people's pockets, because you don't know what people actually do have. And for 2, you can still serve those people by stuff that you give out to the marketplace for free. So for me, for instance, I don't think that everybody can afford my stuff, but I'm still able to serve those people by the free stuff that I do give out. I'm still able to serve those people by all of the free content that I give out, because I know for a fact that my free content is better than most people's paid content. So I'm still serving those people by what I like to call my community service content, because I know that I'm truly giving value to people out in the marketplace for free. And you can still serve those people by all the free stuff that you give out to the marketplace. And here's another thing about giving out free stuff, because a lot of people, they don't like the concept of that. They're like, why would I give out free stuff? Well, the only reason anybody will buy anything from you is because of all the free value that they've already received from you. So that's just something that you need to get over. And the third thing, you need a way to sell, whether that be through DMs, email, webinar, challenges, a simple landing page. There's a lot of weapons that you can choose from, and I'll tell you my preferred method a little later on in the video. But the 3 things that you need an offer, you need an audience, and you need a way to sell. That's it. Everything else is just you procrastinating with a prettier to-do list. But offer, audience, sell. That's the way a real one-person business prints 6 figures and beyond. Now look, you gotta build public and sell loud. Stop waiting to have it all together before you show up. You don't build authority by hiding, you build it by documenting. So post your lessons, post your process, post your offers, post your customer wins. Look, if you do these 3 things, if you, for one, work in public, teach everything you know. Secondly, teach everything you know. and create every day, you will be unstoppable, right? Because these three things right here, it helps you to build your authority publicly to people. And a lot of people, they struggle with this, especially this teach every single thing that you know, because they don't feel that they are some type of expert. They think that they have to be an expert before they can actually teach. But I'm like, no, people don't teach because they're experts. People become the expert because they teach. So just think about this for a second. Every single person that you perceive to be an expert, or every single person that you perceive to be an authority in whatever the space is, why do you perceive them to be that? Because they work in public and they teach everything that they know. Therefore, they become the perceived expert about what it is that they're talking about. That'll be the same exact case with you. You got to get out of your head and stop thinking that you have to be some type of expert. You will become the perceived expert the more that you teach. And it's easy to do that when you also create every day. Work on putting something out into the world today that didn't exist yesterday. You do these three things right here, I promise you're going to be unstoppable. And it also becomes easy to create every day when you are just documenting your process versus thinking of content creation ideas. Even if you just got done messing up a bunch of times or failing at a bunch of things, right? A lot of people think that they can't share that because they don't have anything to show from the work that they're putting in. But I'm like, yeah, that's the stuff that you can show right there, the work that you are doing, because there's so many other people that haven't even started to do the work that you're failing at, and they would love to know what isn't working. So it's like, even with me, a lot of my channel are all the things that I have completely screwed up over the years. And I tell you about my mess ups so you don't have to do it. And failing's such a beautiful thing because that's how you do figure out what does work, because the only way to figure out what does work is to go through all the failures, and that's you figuring out what doesn't work. But visibility beats perfection every single time. Look, people, they don't buy from ghosts. They buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And trust is built when they see you show up over and over and over again, not when you finally get your brand right. So build in public and sell loud, and the louder that you serve, the faster you will sell. And here's the next thing. Don't scale, stack. Everybody's so obsessed with scaling right now, but that doesn't even need to be a focus. I'm like, chill. You don't even need any scaling problems right now if you haven't even figured out stacking yet. So what is stacking? Stacking is stacking your proof, stacking your wins, stacking your cash before you even think about like hiring and delegation and all that stuff. Before you hire, before you automate, before you overcomplicate, you need to stack. You stack with one person served at a time, one testimonial at a time, and get your one system locked down. Remember, beginning of the video, I said system, saving yourself time, energy, and money, right? Well, if we know that the only three things that we need to focus on are an offer, an audience, and a way to sell, well, a system that we can put together right here is we're focused on our one avatar. That's how we do build an actual audience. We need to be focused on one individual within a niche. People's problems is that they're trying to focus on everybody, and they're trying to help everybody, and they're trying to sell to everybody. No. Any successful entrepreneur, they all know who their avatar is, and therefore they are able to become that perceived authority in that space because they know who it is that they're talking to within that actual niche, right? And they only focus on that one person. So then you create that content only speaking and only serving and only helping your avatar. Now, a lot of people, they're focused on what is the platform to make the content on, or they're trying to make, which even worse, they're trying to make content on everything. No, you need to focus and you need to lock in. I highly advise that you only focus on YouTube. There's a reason why I only make YouTube content. A lot of people, they don't even know that the biggest platform that I have is Instagram, right? And I haven't been on Instagram now in over a year. And when I got off of Instagram, I had like 120 something thousand followers. I cut it off, I quit it 100%, and I started YouTube from scratch with nothing. Why? Because I understand that YouTube is the strongest platform right now. Why? Because for one, it's discoverable because it's the second biggest search engine on the planet behind Google, and Google owns YouTube. So if you make that content that you know your avatar is looking for, well, guess what? YouTube is going to put it in front of them, and YouTube pays you to build your business. I'm telling you, this is so crazy. Like years ago, used to do a lot of paid advertising, and I used to pay about $25 to $30 per 1,000 eyeballs, per 1,000 impressions, right? Well, just last month alone, I don't even have the biggest YouTube channel yet, but I would have had to pay about $25,000 to $30,000 worth of advertising that YouTube gave me for free. And they didn't even give it to me for free. Like, they paid me for it also. I'm like, dang, you are paying me to build my income, impact, and influence in the business off the back of the traffic and the eyeballs that I bring in, instead of me paying for promotion. I get paid to promote myself instead of me paying for promotion. I'm telling you, it is bonkers. And everybody that is on every other platform, they wish they could figure out YouTube, but everybody that has their YouTube cracking, they are not trying to figure out how to work all that other stuff. YouTube trumps all. YouTube is the most powerful, and I'm telling you, if you just focus on building a micro niche personal brand on YouTube, you can make so much money. I know of a guy that's making multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. He only has like 20,000 subscribers. Now, that 20,000, it might sound like a lot when I say it, but from the big scheme of YouTube, 20,000 subscribers is not a lot. And even when he only had like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers, he was making $30,000 a month. That's insane. He's not focused on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. All that he's doing is making micro niche content for his micro niche personal brand, for his intended avatar that only is focusing on coming up with a solution to their one problem. That's it. But when you start to make your content for your intended avatar on YouTube, the algorithm starts to categorize your content, right? You start to become that perceived authority. And then YouTube will use its organic traffic sources, right? That'll be the homepage, that'll be the search tab, that'll be the suggested, that'll be some of that word of mouth, because people, they actually share your content, they send it to people, right? My content, it gets shared thousands of times per month. I get to see the analytics every single week, every single month, right? But they start to use their organic traffic sources to get you in front of more people that fit your avatar's profile. Well, now we have that offer, right? That packaged up solution. I highly suggest that you package up your offer into a digital product, something that you can create one time, and the deliverable of it is digital. So you can just do the work once, but get paid forever from it. So then you get the actual money, or you get to sell. And then people, they get their transformation. Because if we're focused on coming up with a solution to somebody's problem, and then once they have that solution, they're going to be transformed. They're going to get from their current situation to their desired situation. And that's all that business and entrepreneurship is. But then those people will become an evangelist for you. And when I say evangelist, I just mean an ambassador. I know a lot of people, they think of evangelism as like a religious term or something like that, right? But no, I just call it an ambassador. And I started to say this evangelist word because it's something that I heard the late great philosopher Hermes Asghedom, better known as Nipsey Hussle, say once. I credit Nipsey Hussle to a lot of the success that I've had in entrepreneurship, because I've learned more from Nipsey Hussle than I learned from college. And I have a college degree in marketing with a professional sales concentration. Well, guess what? I learned absolutely nothing about marketing or nothing about professional sales and marketing, but I learned a lot from Nipsey Hussle. TMC, the marathon continues. But I heard Nipsey Hussle talking about how, like, when he only focuses on his core audience base, they become evangelists for him, right? And they help him build his income, impact, and influence. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, because he wasn't aiming to make music for everybody. He was only focused on making that music for his fan base. He was only focused on making that music for his avatar. He was focused on making that music to me, somebody that's so in tune with his brand that they literally get it inked in their skin for forever, right? I'm like, that's genius right there. But that's when they start to become evangelists for you. You get that word of mouth. You get those testimonials that you can use on your sales pages, in your content, in your marketing, right? Because when you have a positive impact on somebody's life, when you change somebody's life, when you help them get that transformation, when you help them get from their current situation to their desired situation, they are going to tell other people about that, right? Which will lead to more people tapping into your offer. I'm telling you, you combine these two together right here, That's a system that can be saving yourself time, energy, and money. That's a system that can be working for you 24/7, 365, so you get your time back and make more while working less, because this here, it can be working nonstop. You cannot work nonstop, and we have to figure out a way to detach our time from the amount of income that we make. And most people can't make the amount of money that they want because their time is attached to it. We have to be able to separate it. And with this here, we can separate our time from the income, because this system will be working when we can't work. This system can be working when we're asleep. This system can be working while we're out having dinner. This system can be working while we're out watching a movie. I know a lot of people don't go to the movies right now, but I'm a movie goer, right? I go to the movies frequently. And I love that I can go to the movies in the middle of the day or early in the day when nobody's there, and I can damn near have the whole theater to myself because everybody else is out there working because they need to use their time for money. But I can go out there because my system is working for me. Therefore, I can go to the movies on a random Tuesday at 1 p.m. But look, I gotta be real with you. You are a lot closer than you think. And here's what nobody's telling you, and you should be excited about this. You are not 100 steps away from success. You are about 3 clear decisions away. Solve a real problem, sell loud and unapologetically, and stack wins before you try to scale. You don't need 10 years of experience. You don't need a big team. What you need is the courage, clarity, and commitment to move fast and adjust smarter. And the best part, once you start stacking those wins, your confidence compounds faster than your bank account, like all them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credit at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Well, I'm telling you, once you simplify stuff and stop making stuff overcomplicated, because the fancy stuff fails, it's the simple stuff that scales. It's not all these things that you need to do. It comes down to you focusing in and locking in and making 3 solid decisions and focusing on your offer, your audience, and the way to scale. So go ahead and click the link down in the description to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here about how you can make a lot of money before you even have a product or before you even launch anything. It's Credit at the Top.